looking like a baddie. I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block. Flip my hair, move my head, show the world I'm royalty. When I walk by, they be taking bows, cause they know I'm a queen, yeah. Move it, move it, groove it, groove it. They wanna know just how I do it when I do it, do it. I got that magic touch, it's a rush, pulsing through my veins when I show up everybody.
Hola mi gente, what's up my peeps? Welcome to another episode of Could Be You TV. It's your girl Linda Lynn. How's everybody doing tonight? I know everybody's wondering, I'm looking a little bit nostalgic here back in the 80s, a little hip hopish, shall we say. I'm honoring, of course, hip hop's 50th, anniversary. And so, of course, I had to play the part, I still had a little something left, from back in the day, maybe not, check out the boombox. I mean, it's my pocketbook, but, still serves as it. But so that is why, hence why, So I want to hear all about it. I want to know what everybody was up to this weekend. I want to know what's up and what's up and coming. But before we get to that, let's just go straight to our birthday shout outs. And happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños to all my Leos. It's Leo season. And of course, a special shout out to my hubby, whose birthday is up and coming this weekend. And we're going to be celebrating out in AC. Woohoo! And of course, another even more special shout out to his mom. So funny story. Let me just tell you this quick story about my hubby and his mom. So they are a day apart. Okay. He's a 19, she's a 18. So they just like one day apart. But so it happened so that her name is Linda as well. Linda and Linda. And my husband is Richie. And so is his dad. So it's like Linda and Richie. So in order to distinguish who is who, so we are the juniors. So isn't that something? Isn't that like the universe, like it was meant to be? But yeah, so happy birthday and everyone else. So I want to tell you what I did this weekend. And I want to give another special shout out to my homie Divis. Yes, thank you so much. Digiwags. Digiwags. Did I do that good? Like a little scratching. It was his birthday as well. But we also was celebrating again, as everyone else was this whole past week, Hip Hop's 50-year anniversary. And I had the honor, and I was very honored, that he had asked me to host with him this party out in Brooklyn. And of course, how can I say not? Because if you know if you know me, I am from Brooklyn. So I had to go and represent. And we celebrated. And I went with my girl. I got to shout out my girl, Ada. Ada is my girl. She was by my side all that time. We had a blast. And I just want to give you a little recap of exactly how it went down. Can we show that, Bobby?
Your smile is like sunshine. That's why I had to dedicate at least one rhyme to all the cuties in the neighborhood. Cause if I didn't tell you, then another brother would. You're sweet like sugar with your gangster talk. Wanna eat you like a cookie when I see you walk with your rayon silk, or maybe even denim. It really doesn't matter as long as you're in them. You can break cards and manipulate minds, or surrender, act tender, be gentle and kind. You always know what to say and do. Cold flip when you think your man is playing you. Not cheap or petty, you're ready for loving. You're real independent, so your parents be bugging. But if
And there you have it. How did that look? Did I look cool with my, with my boombox pocketbook? But shout out to also I want to give a special shout out to my other homie, Parker, Jules Parker. Thank you so much for coming through with the beautiful Tati. Tati, it is also your birthday. I want to shout you out and thank you so much for coming through and supporting. And that was about it. That's about it. We're gonna have an amazing show today, guys. So you have to stay tuned. I have a special, beautiful guest in the house. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna be back with this amazing entrepreneur, recording artist, singer, songwriter. You know what? Let's go to commercial break, and we'll come back with her. And with no further ado, I want to introduce you to the beautiful Chantel. Chantel, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's such an honor to have Chantel here at the Coopy UTV with your girl Linda Lynn. How you doing tonight, Ma?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm
I
excited
love
too
the
because
set, the radio.
well,
The
you know
radio.
what? What do you think? What do
I
you think?
love it.
Am I playing the
I'm
part?
stealing it.
Am I playing the part here? People, come on!
Definitely.
I need people to chime in. I need people to go on the Facebook. I need people to let me know. How am I working? I wish I can stand up here and show you my whole outfit. My Adidas. Anybody see my Adidas? Right there. Look, I'm rocking the Adidas. Okay. Like, I need to know, am I doing a good job? Everybody that's on my Instagram, I appreciate it. But go on Facebook or YouTube. We're on Twitter, Twitch, and share the video. Sharing is caring. So, Ma, I am so happy you're here because you know what? We have a lot to talk about.
We do.
There's a lot going on.
It's a lot this month alone.
Yes, absolutely. But so Chantel, for those of people that don't know exactly who Chantel is, which they're gonna get to know now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what is exactly that you do?
Well, I am an entrepreneur because I have two companies. I recently started a music company and an entertainment company that specializes in photo booth boutique.
Yes.
And the goal is freedom. I always was in entertainment. I grew up in entertainment, just always dancing and singing and in theater and just always loved it. And then, my parents were like, Plan B, so I went to school for fashion.
Okay.
And I did that whole thing. And at this point in my life, I just merged my business with my entertainment experience to make my own way.
Okay.
So, and just create that freedom and try to inspire other people to
absolutely
do that as well if they're not happy with what they're doing,
Absolutely. So, how long have you been like singing and dancing and
oh my God, always. Just always singing and dancing. You couldn't get me to stop. I started writing at 9 I mean, some really depressing shit, you know, like
Okay.
some
Well, listen.
deep,
Yeah. Well,
weird,
everybody goes through that thing,
you
and
know,
they need.
like how would a
Yeah.
kid write this? You know, like I found some lyrics recently that my mom dug up, and I was like I was madly in love and heartbroken or something, but I was only 9. You know,
Okay.
it's
Well, that's
like
it. That's
that. It's
inspired. That
like
must have been
so
inspiring. It's like
so
who
deep.
broke
I
this
was
little
like,
girl's heart?
what was I channeling? You know, it's so funny. But I just always wrote. My dad always wrote poetry. My mom has a beautiful voice. She recorded a couple things, you know,
Okay.
but I
So
get
your
my
family
voice
was
from
already
her.
musically inclined.
In that way, yeah.
Okay.
Like my dad was more the writing, and my mom was, you know, into the arts. She's an artist. She draws and paints and stuff like that. So
Nice.
I was always
Okay.
around it in that
Right.
way. But I was just more, you know, jumping around and dancing. You couldn't get me to stay still to paint,
Okay.
really.
Okay.
Like,
Well, that's
so
how you
I
know.
went the
That's a
other
big
way with
clue of
it.
what's to come. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always was involved, and I just remember when I was in college, I had a breakdown at the dinner table,
Mm.
crying, and I was like, I'm not doing my music. And that's kind of it. Just I was like determined to do everything, which is
Right.
really hard to do, but I'm like, all right, I'm gonna still do this plan B, but I'm still gonna find a way to do my music. And I just that was the mission, and I did that
Okay.
for a long time, and got in and out of different situations, and wrote for some emerging artists, and was involved with a production company,
Okay.
and different
Absolutely.
things, and
Yeah.
just getting out there, meeting different people, and finding who I was as an artist. um and then it just turned into this huge catalog that I have now. And just doing that and fashion at once is really challenging.
No, absolutely. And I tried. We were trying to putting some videos together to give an idea. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. That's what happens when you're on live television. But I see that besides you were also doing like your own music, um, producing your own music. Like, how did that come about? It's not very
Yeah.
often. I have to say that that I'm proud. And when I see like women, doing what like so me, I was I have the means and I have the accessibility to do the same because I do have my own home studio as well.
Mhm.
And I've many times I've learned to, I guess, just the minimal what's needed to do recording.
Yes.
So I have a friend who actually put in all these kind of like I want to say programs, right? So in the computer, so not only do I have like Pro Tools, then you have Logic, and I have whatever
Like
else,
loops
like
and different
right,
sounds
all
and
the
stuff.
but
Yeah.
even though, and it's so funny because even though I believe that Pro Tools tends to be a little bit more of the complicated than the rest, that's where I first learned all about how to do it. So I just stuck to that. So I know very simple stuff. I know with a record button, but I never really got to, do what I should have done. But I also have a severe case of ADD, and I can't just sit there and like I just couldn't. I don't know,
I know.
and but I wish now it's like, what, I should have learned on my own or somebody to, it's not like I couldn't. I just
You
couldn't
have to
focus. So
dedicate
I'm
yourself
glad that
to it. It's definitely something you can't just chip away every now
it's
and
something
again. You have to
dominated
always
by
be
the
doing it.
males, the
It
engineering, the
is.
producing, and I really feel like,
Yeah.
wow, I think I would really, one of those to really stand out as, engineer. You know how many times I'm looking for engineer, or they're asking me, do you know an engineers, and I don't be like, yeah, right here, like I could have eased, but I just never, I guess, put myself, I never went that far, but I had the means. I have everything there, so I'm glad that, I like to see that you
Yeah,
will
no, that's dope
actually,
that you do that too. I mean, I feel like I should have started it a long time ago because I think it was untapped for me,
right.
but because I was doing so many different things, how many things can you do, like
What
as an indie
exactly?
artist too, you're styling yourself. You're
Absolutely.
trying to be a promoter. You're trying
You
to
know
figure
what?
out
It's so funny.
this curling iron and makeup and write a song and record it.
Like,
And
you know what? But it's the
you
same
know,
thing. I say that people don't understand that, it takes a lot, not only, like an indie anything, so the same thing here I am with I call this is my baby, with my show and all
Mhm.
that. it's a one woman show. I do all the, basically the putting together and getting the guests and getting, I have people say, oh, you do interviews, so can we just go in and have it? It's like, no, no, like it takes a lot of preparation, and I have to put things. I don't have like a team of, I have luckily, you know, here Bobby, to help but ultimately I'm the one, and people think like, oh, you just go and sit down and talk to people. That's only a quarter of it. There's a lot more that goes into it. So of course, the same thing as an indie artist, and like people don't know that it takes so much behind the scenes, and people don't know that not everybody has a team. That too. So I totally get it.
People always want to say, oh, bring your Beyonce. Well, my response now is, yeah, but are you bringing Beyonce's engineer? Are you bringing Beyonce's stylist? Are you bringing her dancers? What's going on here? Like, I can't, you know what I mean?
It's so funny.
It takes a team.
It does, because even though, hail to the queen, like
definitely,
and I just looking at her perform on stage, it just exhausts me just looking at her. I don't even have half that stamina to. I just don't.
She's unbelievable. Yeah.
But you know what? But it does help that when you do have a team, like many of these artists have, that even when you go sing live, like you sound amazing because they're gonna make you sound amazing even live. Like usually in the artists, we end up doing more local stuff and more trying to get out. They don't have.
You never know what you're walking into.
You don't know what kind of. It's just like sometimes the microphones, it's not the same as if you're on stage with, big celebrities stuff. So it's a lot, it takes a lot to go over there and just try to sing, your heart out and not sound the same, and not only not sound the same, but everything takes place. You get your butterflies, you
now you got to deal with the sound issue and you're already nervous as hell. So.
Sometimes you have people who are just like,
yeah, no, you got to be ready to do anything.
The energy, so it's just like everything's a combination. So I totally get it,
Yeah.
But you seem to have been doing amazing because, so tell me a little bit also, because in one of those videos I saw you, like you were kind of performing also on stage.
Yeah, so a couple of things I had there. So we had archived a bunch of stuff, but there's stuff there. Some are throwbacks, some are just like I was doing some work with a cover band last year, so there's some stuff like that. And then there's like me at home. My favorite performances were Fashion Week, where I think that's the throwback one that we have up there. So I hope to do that again. So we had put something out at one point.
So is this something for Fashion Week? You mean like
I had a single that was coming out, and so we premiered it as a performance at Fashion Week. And
is it something that that you found out about to do this, or they reached out to you, or how did you get the
time? I was working with the team, and that was something they had connected me with a few other artists, and so we did that, and let me circle back the performance. So we did that. Then we did another song in Fashion Week in New York. We did one in LA, one in New York.
Is it the most recent one?
The most recent one was in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one was actually super fun because that was my first mission to get a performance on my own without anybody. And, I had went in a different direction and I was like, I'm going to do this. I just started contacting people that like fit my style. Like at the time I was I'm still very much this way, but we all evolve. Right. So, but I was very, punk and leather and this and that. And so I found a designer that I was really into. And I hit him up and we collabed. So, like things like that, that's just how things happen.
Of course.
And then, we moving into like the next phase, and then the pandemic happened. And it was like trying to
pandemic,
and it's kind of like, it was really a gift in a lot of ways creatively, of course, because we had this time, right?
But let me ask you,
but it stops promotion.
As with everyone when the pandemic hit, that was obviously a big shocker. It was I think for me, it was a standstill because what do you do? Like just before, even with the show, was when the show, right before we had to stop doing the show. They're not doing it more. You know, you can't go into recording studios. You can't even leave your house. You can't. So you're basically like you're being, you know, told you can move
and like
now.
learning
like
to
what do you
use social
do?
media
Like,
in a different way. And
you know, I think it took a while before to really say, wait, I don't even know how long this pandemic is. You know, how long are we stuck in the house for without doing anything? Like, it took a while before, because you're like frozen. You're like, okay, so what do we do? And everything, you know, in the world basically stopped. You know, and I think it puts a toll mentally, and it's like, holy shit, like, what happens now? You know, like it's not something that anybody expected. You know, but for a lot of people, I know, especially musicians, it was like a time to say, you know what, let's get this going. And
that's where the pivot happens, you know, because after, you know, you go through your phases and then all of a sudden you're like, I have to pivot. I have to make something happen. And so in came the mic and the chaotic eyeball.
Yes.
The technology. I'm like, wait a second.
No, I told her the microphone.
Then, you know, I had my setup. I'm working in Logic, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to write songs. So I don't care if I have to bring this to someone else to make it better. I'm gonna do my simple rendition of production just so I can keep writing.
Right, of course.
You know, and so that's how it all started. And you know what? I had so much fun that like I was blasting beats out. Like at one point, I just really like that's all I was doing. I was just making beats, like even beats that wouldn't make any sense for me. Like I was making these hard hip hop beats.
Hello, well, you know, nowadays,
like this is fire, but it doesn't work for a pop artist, you know. But like I love everything. So,
like you said, everything evolves. You know what? And even if it's a beat that doesn't make sense to you, somebody else is gonna take it, and they're just gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is a hit! I already hit."
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, it's basically what a beat and just like a hook that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't, you know, they'll just. Ouch, I hit my foot. Yeah, I hit my foot. Yeah.
Could be anything.
You know, like, and I hit my foot with you know, like, so you don't even know anything will trend, you know, anything would trend.
Exactly.
And then of course, then came the whole, you know, with that, people started doing the reels or so much. Oh, the TikTok, I think, came around more popular at that time.
Oh, yeah. I remember I did some dances on TikTok. Right. And I was like, what can I do with myself? You know?
Yeah, so I'm sure. So yeah, the pandemic brought a lot of, how can I say? It just totally crumbled a lot, but yet brought out a lot in the people too.
Yeah, you know, we're forced to reinvent.
You're forced to. It's like survival of the fittest. It's like I have to. You know, like you have to. What else do you do?
Yeah.
You know what else?
I picked up the keys again. I hadn't played since childhood. I really. You know, and because how many things can you do, you know? So it was like, I don't know. It's just a great thing to, I guess, you know, just pivot and make, you know, something out of something bad, turn it into something good. And, you know, that's where it kind of all started with starting my companies. And I was like, what can I do to be in charge of all of this?
Right.
What is the boss version of what I've been doing this whole time? But like, depending on a person, a company, a team, or, you know, that could be gone because of a bunch of reasons, but because of the pandemic, that's gone, you know, for that reason too. So, you know, just creating those companies and figuring out how to make things move by yourself.
Absolutely. You know? So what is your goal now, like with the music? Are you still actively like putting out new music? Are you, you know, I did see a little video clip where it looked like a music video that you were doing with singing. I mean, that looked like it was.
I have a lot of music.
Okay.
And because of, I guess, the way the situations went and this and that, we never ended up putting any more out.
Okay.
But I plan on it. But I what I'm doing is I'm working on now behind the scenes. We haven't really talked about it, but we're doing an awesome collaboration that's coming this fall.
Okay.
So at that point, we're going to start moving some other things. And also I want to get into sync and, you know, sell songs. And, you know, not every song is for you. Sometimes you make it and, you know, either you decide that's not you anymore or it never was or whatever, you know, but I have a lot of material. So, and I've written for some emerging artists and I'm like, okay, that's something I can do.
Absolutely.
I'm teaching vocal class. I'm doing like private lessons.
Okay.
You know, so just seeing that, you know, you can help people. I like to help
Absolutely.
people. I like to teach people in my way.
Right,
You know?
absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, this is a question that I like to ask because it's just curiosity as to, so, like, who, as you were growing up and stuff in the household, I mean, what did you listen to that inspired you to,
Oh,
want to
everything.
become?
I mean, growing up, it was like the Beatles. It was, I mean, my parents, you know, they put me onto music first. They always had music blasting.
Okay.
Always loud, classic rock
your parents
blasting in the
already
car.
already
Yeah,
had
like
the music in them.
yeah,
It
was
okay.
already
So it's not like if you
happening.
had the music loud, like shh,
You know, like-
lower the music, lower the radio or something.
Yeah.
You know, it was like now them. It's like, Mom, Dad, can you please? You know, like I'm trying to study here. Like,
Yeah, there's always something going on, you know, like Dad was at Woodstock, you know, it's like that, you know.
Okay,
So
okay.
so I grew up listening to the Beatles and classic rock and Motown, and then for me growing up, it was just like, you know, all the big pop artists that we love. You know, it was like Madonna, it was Mariah Carey, it was, you know, I love Lady Gaga. I'm a massive Lady Gaga fan.
Absolutely. Well, I saw you were doing so I saw you were doing like a rendition of one of the
Oh yeah, that was with the cover band. So
okay.
they actually had like all these costumes that they provided us.
Okay.
And
but what
so
was that? What
that
is
was
that
the
for? What is
Gaga.
that you do?
That was just, we were doing different venues. That one was, I believe it was in Maryland. We were
Okay.
just doing different venues
But
that,
was it a
that they
special
had
occasion?
gotten booked
Because it
at.
looked like
It was just
it looked like it
summer.
was a theme type of, you know,
That was, it was always a special occasion for this band.
Okay.
It was
Oh,
like,
okay.
They
So
always
you
did
practiced
it that
with
way.
the bands and all that? Or?
Yeah, so I had jumped on the stage a handful of times, and then I started moving into just doing my own stuff again.
Okay.
But it was super fun. It was great because the pandemic had ended, and I was like, I need to get on stage.
Absolutely.
I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Talk about like terror. Like haven't been on stage in so long. I had to force myself to get on stage.
No,
like,
yeah, definitely having the itch. You
and
know,
it felt
like
so good.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we had this Lady Gaga costume, and it was like too big on me. So we had like clips going down.
Wait, which Lady Gaga outfit was it? The meat one?
No,
or was it the space one?
It was the space one. It was like silver, and it had these like things going here, and I had the wig. Try putting a wig on in like 2 minutes or less, and actually have it look good. But that wasn't the point. It was like the point was to just create entertainment,
right? Exactly.
And people are just drinking and having a good time, and just, you know, singing and dancing to it. You know, so.
That's you know but that's the way, you know, to let your creativity out. Is a way to get used to, you know, going back on stage, and you know, so let's just say if you had any artist that went to see you there and wanted to do a collab, like, I like your style, I like what, like, who would it be? Like, which artist,
so
like,
hard.
you look, I know there's a lot because I get asked the same question, but there has to be like, oh my goodness, like, I just wish I can do it. If I had the chance, like, who would it be?
At this very moment, I'm going to say Pink.
Pink.
Why?
Okay.
Because I love her subject.
Okay.
Her subject matter is it's just so real. And it's so, I think, like, I could be crazy Gaga. I'm not as crazy as Gaga, you know, but I'm not, like, I feel like she just speaks to me in like a badass way.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Well, you know, so funny with her, I seen not too long ago, I think there was like a video kind of went viral about this this young lady, this young girl who loved Pink and went to see her, or wanted to go see her, but she was asking also that she wanted to sing with her. I don't know if you saw that. And she was like, it kind of like, she put it on social media, and it kind of like went viral. So now like everybody started like tagging Pink, you know, about her wanting to. And it's something to like, oh, she never heard a word back or nothing, but something at the concert itself, Pink just comes out and says, "Are you so-and-so, the girl who wanted to sing?" And they were like, oh, like she goes to the side and she picks her out. She goes, "Come here," and she gives her the mic. And you know, unbeknownst to her, this little girl just belted out one of her songs, oh my God, like most amazingly. Then, you know, she was just like in awe, because the girl knew what she was doing. She knew, I got this. You know, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna show her. I'm gonna, you know, and it was sold. You know how Pink sells out. You know,
Yeah.
it was, and she's a girl. I don't know. I want to say 12, 13, something around that age.
Mhm.
But it was cool that Pink was just like kept giving her. That was amazing. That, you know, kept giving her you know, her props and stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool.
That's crazy. I don't even know what I would do if I was a kid.
As a kid,
In
and
that
put you on the
situation.
spot. They're putting you on the spot.
Or maybe
like,
I wouldn't
they didn't
care
even
if I, you
prepare
know, you don't have
well,
fear.
Tomorrow she's gonna come. When you get there, you're gonna take the time. It was just like, all right, she didn't acknowledge it. She didn't see my video, and you're just la 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 la, and all of a sudden, are you the one who everybody? And you're like, oh yeah, sure, like okay, like, you know, that must have been hard. But the girl, she knew she got this. She had it. She knew she, you know, so
she was ready.
Kudos to her for her. She did an amazing job. So yeah.
I
So
love it. I'm gonna have to go find that later.
So wait, so what? So Pink. So Pink is somebody that you would like to do a collab with.
Oh yeah, that would be dope. I mean, you know, you ask me tomorrow, I might say something else, but because there's so many females that I love, you know, like that inspire me. But I always joke and say that like the way I want my music to be is like if Gaga and Pink had a baby. If their music had a baby.
Okay.
You know, because it's like I love to dance, you know, but it's not quite dance music.
Right. Okay.
You know, but it's like a combo thing. But you know, I also love Alicia Keys so much.
Alicia
like
Keys.
She's so down to earth,
But
and I
they
love
can't-
singing soulful.
You can't
like,
put them together if they all had a baby together, right?
I don't know. Maybe the three of them can. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
How would that sound?
Lady Gaga,
How would
Alicia
it
Keys, and Pink. We're gonna have to get somebody to do like a little smash up.
It would
See
be
how
more
it-
like Gaga acoustic
Gaga
with
acoustic, Pink's vocals, or Alicia Keys in the background doing the harmonies. And which, like, who would you have the harmonies?
Yeah, definitely would have to be Alicia for the harmonies.
For the harmonies.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Pink would be the vocals, or would it be Lady Gaga?
Oh God, how could you choose?
I don't know. I mean, we're trying
I
to get
don't know.
something here, you know, going. We have to, you know, but that's a great story. You know, that's amazing. You know, of how, you know, you were able to come back from, you know, something that hit us all like the pandemic and actually make something out of it and doing your thing once again as an indie artist. You know,
Exactly.
So
Super
I
hard.
definitely get it, and you know, and I can hope that you continue, you know.
Thank
So what we're going to do now, people, you know, we're going to go into a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to continue talking to you. And I just want to let everybody know, my Instagram people, thank you so much. But please, everyone, if you can share the video, you know, sharing is caring. The more we share, the more views. And this way, everybody gets to enjoy the show. So, we'll see you back in a bit. And when we come back, we're going to continue with Chantel. And welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. Before we start, I just want to give a couple of shout outs for everybody who's joining me tonight. I want to thank Diane. I want to thank Joanna. I want to thank, who else do we have here? Kevin. Want to thank Sunny. Danielle, Anne, thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support. Also joining in, hubby, you missed it. We said happy birthday to you. We're going to party this weekend. Everybody that's on my Instagram live, thank you for joining in. But if you go on Facebook, you will see the show in its entirety, or on YouTube, Strong Island Television. So we're back here with the beautiful Chantel. Chantel was telling us, she was telling it for those of you that missed it. She's an entrepreneur. She's a singer-songwriter. She's everything you can imagine. I want to know what is going on with this Up in Lights. What exactly? Because it is amazing. I just seen that video, that whole like mirror thing. That it's fascinating.
Thank you.
So let us know. I want to know every detail, because every time that you go to parties, and when you go to, there's always like the little, photo booth, and but that mirror there, looks very unique. How did you come across that?
It's
And what
super
made you
fun.
say, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, so I guess again with this epiphany during the
An
pandemic,
epiphany. Yes,
it's
we all
like,
have epiphanies.
you know
Yes.
what? I was like, I'm my own boss. I have to do this. I have to create something so that I can continue to do my music, but have an income
Absolutely.
and be able to take off whenever I want. And when things start moving, do shows or whatever, because that's something that I burnt the candle at both ends for so many years, doing fashion and music.
Right.
That creating, I made it happen, but I still like kind of lost it.
Okay,
Like
of
I wasn't
course.
sleeping. I was like, I really burnt myself out. And so what happened was, when I started to get out there, they're like, get out there, go get hot, perform.
Right.
How do you do that and have a full-time job? It's not possible.
Hmm.
It's just like you can do only so much.
Absolutely.
And then I started getting sick all the time, so I just couldn't do that anymore. So I wanted to create this, and I danced and sang for DJ companies for many years, and I saw the mirror one, and I was intrigued. And then I started thinking, I was like, you know what? I could do this.
Okay.
And what's going to be different about me? I'm like, well, being a female doing this is a little bit unique too, because in this industry, I feel like it's male dominated, just like
I'm so sorry, guys.
the music.
Okay, you good, guys. But girls are invading now. We need to take
We're
over now,
invading.
because we got skills too, and it's about time that we start showing it. So
Yeah.
continue.
And you know what? And that's the point. So we have skills. Women have great customer service. We're really good, like with our paperwork. We're on top of everything. And I'm like, you know what? I could just apply this to my own company, And then of course I have my tech, Gary, who without
Shout
him,
out.
without
Shout
the
out to
tech,
Gary,
we
yes.
have nothing. We have no booths.
we always need, of course, we're gonna need, that help.
Yeah, so we set it up, and it was a lot of, like started with just the bare minimum, and we just grew it until the website is what it is now, which is Up in Lights entertainment.com. And
so that name that you took, was it because of the mirror that you fell for, like Up in Lights, or is this something that you already had?
It's actually a song I wrote.
Wow,
everything's doing full circle.
Of course.
So we have this song called Up in Lights, and I'm definitely going to release it soon, at some point. But I was like, what could I name this? What can I name this? What means something to me, right? And I was thinking of, again, what would Beyonce do, right? Like we should get that sign for all our desks. Like, what would Beyonce do? And she had like,
get in touch with Beyonce, with her people. People get in touch with my people. Like, let's make this happen.
Like, she has like Ivy Park, and like how artists have things like that reflect something they grew up with,
totally
or whatever.
I totally get it, because my show Could Be You TV is from a song I have that's called Could Be You.
Get out of here. So
shout out
you
to
go.
my partner Jay Parker, who actually, he wrote the song and produced it, and we both collaborate on the song, and it's called Could Be You.
I love it.
And when I came up with the concept that I wanted to create, this platform, and exactly what you were saying, it's like, what should I name? Like, it has to be something that blah blah blah. And I just went through the same motions that you did, and I said, wait,
Yeah.
could be you. It could be you. It could be you.
It's
It could,
perfect. Yeah.
could be anyone. So could be you, TV. So that's exactly how that came about. Where are my people going over here? Hello. So I totally get it. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So how often, like, do you see yourself? How long have you had this business?
So we're approaching 2 years.
2 years. Good.
And it's exciting
Congratulations.
because it's growing, and they say it takes 3 years
Okay.
to
Yeah. I
start a
believe didn't we
business.
meet? I believe we met at one of the events, right?
Yeah,
Was it?
networking, female networking.
Yeah. Shout out to babes
Babes
in
in business.
babes in business.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's where we met, and
Yep.
that's when
So I had the
we
mirror
connected.
there.
Yes, absolutely.
And I was just, like, it was a marketplace of all these women promoting their businesses. And it was just amazing to see this community. I mean, women are not playing out here.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I
And
was
speaking of,
shocked.
we have Vibe and Shine as well. She just joined in. Thank you so much. Another one of babes, in
Hello.
business. Yeah, and we're all, all what I'm liking is, like, because of the networking events, especially for women for women. Not that we exclude the men, don't feel left out. It's not that. It's just it's a more of a comforting platform that women can just talk and exchange ideas and support each other, because I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Women supporting, like, if us women don't support each other, like, who is? I mean, it's not the same for a man to support a woman as a woman should support a woman.
Because we don't go through the same type of things when we're in business.
We can relate as women. We can relate.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that we relate and we understand, and we
Mhm.
So to have platform, networking platforms for women, it's just better connection, and you have a better vibe, and and girls can be girls.
Mhm.
Girls can be girls, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And so
That's
yeah,
what we
absolutely.
do.
Yeah, that's what we do. And I'm all for it. I am the first one. You ask anybody that knows me, this is why I created this platform. It's to support, and especially when it comes to women, it's like,
Yeah.
I know what it is, because I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm also an upcoming recording artist. I'm also trying to do what you're doing. So when I see somebody doing what I am doing, and I'm just like, oh my god, you go, like, so many times I've been to places where people, these women are performing up on stage and stuff, and I get so angry when you have someone, no matter what it is, whether it's singing, whether doing poetry, whether they're being a comedian, whatever, they're on stage and people not paying attention. I actually start, like, to reprimand the people in the stage, like, and I call them out, because it's not fair, and it's not,
Mhm.
it's not respectful that that you have somebody up on stage. Pay attention. Why are you here? Like, I get so mad, and I'm like, don't worry about it. You got this. That was beautiful, wonderful. Like, I like to make people feel, especially women,
and
make them feel
it takes
good.
so much
And
courage to do this stuff,
it
and
does take a lot of courage. Absolutely, absolutely. So, Chantel, I do a little thing here in my show called What Now. So What Now is just basically a little segment that we just go kind of a little bit off topic, talk about what's trending, who's talking about what happened. So we're just gonna kind of go there a little bit, and then we can continue talking and see what's going on there. So let's do what's now. Okay, so this is sad news. So anybody that knows, obviously, in the hip hop community, obviously, as you see me dressed, I'm still celebrating hip hop's 50th year, anniversary. We have a legend, a lot of people call, a lot of people don't know. And if you don't know, Magoo. Magoo was like half the duo of Timbaland, and he worked a lot with, like, Missy Elliott, and he reportedly died at 50. Now, they're not disclosing exactly what the death, the cause of death, but you know what? Our condolences to his friends and family, and it's so sad to hear how everybody's just embracing him. And if you not familiar with who he is or what he sings or how he sings, I think I have a video that I can show you.
Your idol, the highest title, numero uno. I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I do look up to Vangelo. And understand I got the gift of speech, and it's a blessing. Being from them VA streets, I talk sense condensed in the form of a poem. If I wasn't writing rhymes, I'd be breaking in homes. I'm kinda young, so my gun's my security. I'm not afraid, do what you gonna do to me. I get paid when your record is played, to put it short. I got it made. I'm your idol.
So there you have it, Magoo. We're so sorry for the passing. Once again, we come back to life. Life is short. You just never know. And, we're living trying times that, at 50, that's still way too young for just, so our condolences. And so what's our next one coming up? Okay, so I wanted to ask you this. So this is something that's been going on. So Ice Cube, he's kind of like, he touched a subject on, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, right? So we all know the I want to say the whole situation or drama or that happened with I think that's something that's going down in history for a royal couple, I guess, to just kind of like leave the royal family. Like, how do you, and I think it's a shock. So I think Ice Cube was kind of like saying, like, they should have stuck it out. Like, they should have, especially, I guess he's saying with her, because she could have made a difference. They could, like everybody's advocating and trying to make a difference. He feels like they should have stuck it out because only them from the inside were able to make a change. So let's just say you were in that situation. Like, would you have liked to be a princess or a queen? I mean, how would you? So let's just say, or maybe you are. You are. You don't have to be in England. You are. You're queen of your own castle, right? You're queen of your castle. But in a situation like that, do you feel like that they should have as well as IQ, or are you one to say, you know what, if it wasn't working out or they didn't, weren't happy, I'm glad they're gone and they made an impact to show that they don't have to. Like, which way would you have gone? Would you agree with Ice Cube that?
I don't know. I kind of see both sides of it. And, I mean, unless you're, in the situation yourself, how would you know? But there's a lot of situations people are like, oh, why did someone do that? And well, maybe being at that table just allowed you to do something good.
Like, I feel like
also it's your life though, so it's like you're
always gonna have somebody that doesn't in the family. So especially the mom or the grandmother or the queen wasn't feeling the fact that Meghan is biracial. I think that's the first time that there has been of that culture in the palace, in the whole, so it's like a shock to them, whether it's a shock to them, whether they weren't accepting, whether they should have been, because if Prince Harry chose, I mean, I don't think he knew what he was doing. I mean, to have chosen her it's like a Cinderella story for her. But I think along with that, I mean, that you should have respect for them and not make them feel like they're not wanted and make them want to leave the palace and not want to be part of the royal family anymore. I mean, because that,
that's another thing. Would they even be allowed to make a change, make that difference then?
Well,
then it sounds like
the way he's saying it is fight it, stand up, chin up, I mean, I don't mean to say this in a mean way, but like Queen Elizabeth, how long was she really gonna last? How much longer? Like, so after that,
like stick it out,
right? Just stick it out and see, and then things would have been different. And now but now they're gone. I feel like they broke that. I don't know. It's like you have the title. That's like every little girl's dream to be a princess in a castle. She's actually living it, and she took that title away from her. She stripped herself of the title of them because he didn't want. He's like, freak this. You know,
Maybe that's what they're doing to help us right there. You know what? These titles don't mean anything
you know what?
compared
You're
to
right.
the happiness that they're searching
That's
for
what,
or whatever. So
probably, you know, but other people be like, you know, what we would do to be in your place. Who cares? Well, you know,
Yeah.
so I guess that's the
Yeah.
point that Ice Cube was trying to make. But okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. And what do we have here? I think we have one more.
It's been dubbed the family feud murder by the tabloids. Husband and father Timothy Bleefnick making this now haunting joke during a taping of the game show that aired nationally in 2020.
What's the biggest mistake you made at your wedding? Honey, I love you, but said I do.
Now, Bleefnick is behind bars, a jury convicting him Wednesday for killing his wife, Becky.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Timothy Bleefnick, guilty of...
So can you
Wow,
imagine?
I didn't
like,
know any about that.
Well, but you know, I watch it. I love Family Feud. So imagine going on there and already either you premeditated it, or it already happened, or he's like already trying to like. That was pretty scary. You're on Family Feud, you win this, and you get arrested for it. I think that was pretty creepy, and that what he said right there was like a big hint, you know, and that's how. So people are sick, right? People are sick. But I'm
gonna go home and lock all the doors. That's what
absolutely. But that was it for that. But you know, Chantel, we don't have much time because you know what happens every time that you know when things happen when you have fun. You know, time flies.
Yes.
But I want to know what exactly what's the next step for you? Like what is you're aspiring to now? What are your goals for the next coming year or the next, you know, I'm not going to say what's your goal for 5 years because we don't just now in the future.
Yeah, right now we're just growing the photo booth business and really excited that it's moving. So I want to be able to, like, we have 2 booths now, and then be able to hire people, you know, and just take it to the next level.
You do all kind of events. You do
any type of event, you know, anything from weddings to corporate to birthdays, backyard, castle.
Castle, yes,
which we didn't talk about.
Absolutely, and we had, you know, a marvelous time. You know, shout out to Celebrity Sports Entertainment and for having the opportunity to give her the opportunity.
Yeah,
to
super grateful.
display,
it was
you
amazing.
know, it was beautiful. And so do you want to
shout out to you for connecting all of us.
You know, I try. You know, sometimes they call me the plug, but it's okay. You know, I don't even know. But there you go. I just love to help, especially, you know, a woman that needs. Why shouldn't you be there? You have, you know, everything perfect, everything that we need.
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about. You know,
I feel like everything I do is to get to the point where I can help people easily.
Absolutely, yeah, and it was
makes
amazing.
Me feel good.
Everybody had a great time taking pictures and all that.
Yeah.
So you want to let everybody know where exactly they can reach you? What are your handles on social media? This way they can, you know, book you. You know, people book because it is amazing, and all the props and everything you have to definitely check her out. So you want to let them know?
Yeah. So we're at Up in Lights Entertainment, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, and then with CQ, my artist page, the CQ Experiment. So at the CQ Experiment. And we'll be doing a collab in the fall and launching some new material. So stay tuned. And for now, it's just having fun and performing and, you know, creating. So I'll be sharing a lot of that right now.
You know, maybe sometime in the future we can have a collab.
Yes,
you know?
So we need to hang out now that we're getting to know each other better. We're very similar.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you know, Chantel, thank you so much. I had a blast. You know, usually, you know, 1 hour is not enough to really get to know and to really talk and to really, as you see, time flies. But I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you
for coming down and being a guest and hanging out at Could Be You TV, you know, with your girl Linda Lynn. And so thank you so much, and good luck, and you know, and your endeavors. And for all my people, thank you so much for joining in. You know that I love you. I love for all the love and support that I get, you know, day in and day out, the messages of inspiration, motivation. It's because of you I do this. If it's not for you, I wouldn't be doing this, because this is why I do it. So thank you so much for that. Let me know. I didn't hear anybody say what you think about my outfit, my you know, my Adidas. Did I do that good? My boombox here and everything. Well, anyway, hip hop. Happy 50th anniversary to you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Los quiero, los amos. Mwah. See you next time. Same place. Have a good night. Bye.